Okay, so time for a new dating video. Now, before I get into this, I just wanted to say that I downloaded Tinder earlier and I downloaded Hinge earlier, and both of which still don't work. No surprise there. Dating apps don't work for, heterosexual men like myself, so I have no idea why people still suggest them. To be honest with you, the only people that benefit from dating apps are either gay men or women, or I guess there's an exception of it working for a heterosexual man if he's extremely good looking and he looks like a model. But generally speaking, they only benefit gay men and women. So I have no idea why people still suggest them. At the end of the day, I feel like that's the worst way to try to get someone. I'd say it's even worse than trying to meet a woman through approaching, to be fair. I mean, I have no idea why people still suggest them. They don't work at all. But anyways, on to the main point of this video, right? So I was on Reddit earlier scrolling, and I went on a few posts. They were all sort of the same topic. They all related to each other, and basically they were asking people and asking women directly, when was the last time you had sex? How long can you go without sex, before you get annoyed, aggy, sexually frustrated? And a lot of these women were saying like a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months. A lot of them were saying how they've got friends with benefits, and I might be a bit biased here, but to me it was kind of like a kick in the teeth, because obviously last week what happened when I got them 10 numbers, went out trying my best, looking my best, spent a load of money, and out of them 10 numbers I didn't even get one single woman willing to give me a chance, like even getting to know me, my personality. I didn't even get given the chance. I didn't even I didn't even stand a fighting chance. I didn't get any of them numbers even willing to go on a date with me and see how things go. So I mean, if that in itself does not tell you that there's no hope, I don't know what possibly will. So yeah. And it's mad to think that like a woman doesn't even need to leave her house to get her needs satisfied. She can get a date whenever she wants, she can get sex whenever she wants, she can get a boyfriend whenever she wants. Like I said, she can get her needs satisfied without leaving the house. Now, my problem with this is not the fact that the dating game is easier for women, because it's always been easier for women. Even before social media, the dating game has always been easier for women, and it will always be easier for women. Back in the day before social media, how do you think people met? Men still had to approach when most men are scared to approach. Most men won't approach. I'm not scared because I've been doing it for years, but men still had to take the lead. But the difference is back then, there was hope, because obviously there was no simps, there was no white knights, giving women inflated egos, making women think they're better than they actually are, then them giving them an attitude, then them thinking that they're better than you, and hence why the dating game's fucked. It all stems from social media and simps and white knights. That's where the problem comes from. So that's how it is. But like the point I'm trying to make is it's always been easier for women. And that's fine. It's always going to be that way. It always, and to be honest with you, I'm not complaining about that. There's no problem with you having to try harder to get what you want, or you having to put effort in, or you taking the lead, because that's part of being a man. That's not my problem. My problem is that even when you go out looking your best, trying your best, being confident, spending money, doing everything you possibly can, that doesn't even lead you a date. I think that's something, that is mad, how you can literally do all of them things and still get nowhere. It's not like, hold on a minute, you do all of these things that women don't have to do because that's the way it is, and then you get these things. It's like you can literally do all of these things, you can do your best, work on yourself, work on you can get your money up, you can look your best, you can do your best, you can get 10 numbers, you can literally do everything, and you still won't even get a date. Like, that to me is insane. Like, honest to God, yeah. I spent £600 last week, and the most money I've ever spent before on a night out was £700. Yeah, £700. And I'm thinking, at the end of the fucking day, right, there is a cost of living crisis. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what is a man supposed to do? Go out every single week, spending £400, you know, getting a haircut every week, trying just to get nowhere in the end. Like, when, you know, all a woman's got to do is just not even leave her house, and she can get a guy come to her and she can get sex. Like, that's the whole problem with it. It's not that you need to do X, Y, and Z to get what you want. It's even when you do fucking Z, X, Y, and Z, you still won't get anything. Even when you work on yourself, even when you know, you spent a lot of money, you've put the work in, you've not, you know, stayed at home moaning and whinging, you still won't get anything. So it's like, they don't have to do anything to get what they want, but even when you do everything, you still can't get anything. What a fucking kick in the teeth. And at the end of the day, I think, like I said, last week, maybe I might be a bit biased with this, but last week it was like fucking rubbing fucking salt and alcohol in the wound, because it's like, I spent a lot of money, you know, I tried, you know, I looked my best as well, I looked good as well, and I didn't even have a date scheduled for the following week, which was last week. So I mean, what hope actually is there? And then, you know, a woman can just jump on a dating app and get a guy, whereas you could literally go out every single week and get nothing. You could do your best, be your best, wait around, try, not try, and you still won't get anything. It's fucked. It's so fucked to think that, like, even when you put the necessary effort in, you still won't get anything. Because it's never ever been like that. It's always been like, you put effort into things, you get something out of it. But with this, even when you put effort in, even if you spend a load of money, or you do whatever it is you need to do, you still won't get anyone even give you a chance. It is a proper madness. Like, the dating game for men truly is a mugs game. Like, at this point, yeah, it's not even saying that, oh, it's stacked against men. It's literally a mugs game. Like, how you can look your best, do your best, be confident, spend that money, you know, willing to do all the necessary requirements, and still don't get anything. That is just a mugs game. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they call gambling a mugs game, but bro, at least with gambling sometimes you win. At least with other things that are generally considered a mugs game, I bet you a lot of the times you win. But with dating, you can do your, I mean, last week, I know I've had like shit in the past and that, but it's like, you literally have to look your best, do your best, be confident, have to continuously put up with their shit and their mind games, and you still don't get anything at the end of it. Like, it's insane. Like, I've never ever heard of anything else in my life where somebody would put effort into something and then not get anything out of it. It just doesn't, life doesn't tend to work that way. It's normally, you put the effort in, like looking your best, looks maxing, going out, being confident, smelling good, spending money, and then you eventually will get like a date. But even if you do all of them things, you still don't get anything. It's the same as, like, if I was to go out, you know, this week, say for example I went out on Saturday this week, I'd probably go through a couple of £100, look at my best, doing my best, and it would be the same story. Get a couple of numbers, fuck me around, probably wouldn't even get a date. Like, it's mad, you know. The dating game is truly a mugs game for men. You know, that's what the title of this video is going to be, you know. I wouldn't mind if you actually put the effort in and got something out of it. But with this, it's like, even when you put the effort in, you look your best, you know, you can be good looking, you can try your best, and you still won't get anything. No matter how hard you try or how many times you try, or, you know, it's like, you still literally will not get anything. You know, last week proved that. You know, that was like a month's of work. You know, 10 numbers, yeah. I normally used to get about 3 numbers a week. So the dating game truly is a mugs game for men. It's a mugs game, generally.